me, Domino SMK.
CJ So Suave.
And I'm VinDaBess.
Yeah, and today we're gonna be doing a bit differently with Kratos, our favorite Spartan. Going from that, Vin, let's get these matchups out of the way. What is Kratos' best matchups, and could you name, like, perhaps some that he's not so hot in?
The problem with Kratos' matchups is he doesn't really have one that he does the best in. He's in a spot where he either does really well against a large number of the characters, or he just goes even. What you'll see in a lot of Kratos matches, which is usually mid to low tier, he just completely shits on those characters. Like Sir Daniel, Jack, all those kind of characters he bodies. And they don't really have the options or anything to stop him because of his tools. Where even some of the high to top tier characters, like, they can do well against him, but it's not to the point where he is stopped. He can always do something. The only real issues that I've personally found for Kratos are the Isaac matchup and the Cat matchup. And those are some pretty stupid characters. So, basically, he's got two notably shitty matchups. And like, more than likely, you're not really going to run into them. Like, maybe Isaac, but in that situation, there's probably another character that can deal with Isaac. But other than that, he's pretty solid. His matchups are really good. He's a really safe pick in competitive play, too, so he's just all around really good. There's no... I think he's like a safe pocket character right now, where, like, if your character struggles in a matchup, more than likely Kratos is going to be able to go even or do better against that character than whatever character you're using.
So what characters does stand a decent chance against Kratos right now?
Right now,
like, what about, our favorite Good Cole and Raiden? How do those guys stand against Kratos?
Raiden versus Kratos, from what I remember, it's pretty even. Both characters have the tools to deal with each other, whereas Cole, I mean, it's similar. The thing with Evil Cole is I'm pretty sure that his tether can be absorbed by Kratos. That's another strange thing. It's kind of similar to how Zeus can absorb it. I'm pretty sure he can get a crumple off of that. So, I mean, that matchup's kind of similar to the Cole matchup, where he has these tools that can allow him to not either get really aggressive or be really defensive. He can choose whether he wants to go in or whether he wants to stay back. He can zone from afar, or he can put on his ridiculously incredible pressure game. And while Cole is really strong, I'm pretty sure he does pretty well against Kratos, but Kratos can always bounce back just because of how strong he is right now. His strings are really good, his pressure is really good, and his zoning, not necessarily zoning, but his defense is really strong.
Okay, so guys, what moves do we have lined up to discuss about? Like, let's start off with his pressure. Like, what do we do about that? You do too much, he becomes Naruto. You do too little, I guess he doesn't really change at all in terms of where he is right now, which is kind of bad, I guess. Maybe.
Right now, I think a real issue with a lot of early stage characters. Kratos, I'm pretty sure, was one of the original cast members in the game, and a lot of those characters are usually balanced around just a few characters, and there was 6 characters. So Kratos was balanced around those certain characters, and then when they started adding more characters into the game, the balance kind of got a little iffy. So Kratos is one of the beginning characters where he has all these things that I don't think they really intended him to have, certain options that characters shouldn't really have in a fighting game. So it's really difficult to balance him out because of this. But right now I feel that the real issues with Kratos are his up square and his neutral tube, which is neutral triangle. So I think the real thing we can do to prevent his pressure game, which is basically just square, square, triangle over and over again, because it's so quick and you're slowly pushing the enemy into a corner where they are slowly losing options.
And he gets deep in the blocks too. So
yeah, he gets AP from the blocks. It's incredible, and it's safe too. And that's another thing that's really shitty about this whole thing, because it has to go. There's no question about it. His pressure game is too good right now. It definitely has to be fixed. But I feel like the things that need to be fixed about it are his neutral 2 needs to have more recovery. Right now, he can just square, square, triangle all the way to the corner, and the only thing that the opponent can really do is roll away. But they can't punish Kratos, and Kratos is at a frame advantage because they roll away. So more recovery frames on N2. That's a must. As for up 1, there's 2 things. We could either like increase the recovery frames so that he's a bit slower, and then nerf the hitbox a bit so his up 1 isn't like half the screen in length. A lot of problems is, with Fat Princess players. They're just jumping around doing Fat Princess stuff, and Kratos just up 1s them, and there they go.
Game ruined.
So I feel like we could either slightly nerf the recovery on up 1 while reducing the hitbox, or we can keep the current hitbox but make the recovery similar to Nariko's launcher, which is, I believe, up 2, which is up triangle. So it's either between those. I'm not 100% sure which one it should be, but it definitely needs to be addressed. It's it's a real issue right now.
Pretty bananas.
Right. Yeah. Mind you, it probably wouldn't be best to make it so it could be canceled out like Nariko's, because his comes out a lot faster than Nariko's too. So. Oh
yeah, definitely not cancelable, but the similar like recovery frames.
Right. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty good. I found it. I mean, sometimes it's difficult to punish that up 2 on Nariko, so it wouldn't be like.
Some characters can find a way around it, so it's not crazy. So like, it's not like Kratos is gonna up 1 and then out of nowhere he's getting shit on by every character, like, so
yeah. From just pressing up 1 over to the end.
Yeah.
So actually pushes him forward, so he can keep just keep pushing him to the corner with it.
So as long as there's like a window where the majority of the cast can do something to him,
right?
Not so much as the whole cast, because I mean we still want the move to be useful. Like we don't want it to be some shitty launcher, but
it'd make it so it's more of a combo attack rather than just a which would make it a lot. I mean, it still has its uses, but it's not just the cream of the crop. But I mean, I know you, like you said when we were talking before this, that the problem with nerfing his recovery would make it so that he's easily punishable by every character on block, which would be a problem. So, like I was saying, maybe make it so that his first and second jab have really low recovery. That way, the smarter Kratii, I don't even know how you say that.
Kratii, plural.
Would stop before mashing, the button, the input, whatever one they're going to go into, and then it would make it so that you still have your options as Kratos, but it's a little less, a dead brain move. It's not going to be just square, 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 or square, square, triangle, whatever.
Right. So basically, the TLDR is let's make his pressure game slightly less brain dead due to how fast his enders recover.
Dead. Yeah, I don't know, this could just be me, but I personally want to make it so Kratos players actually have to think. Like, right now they're thinking, but I want it so...
We've seen the memes, big square button controller.
Square.
I want it so that Kratos players actually can play their character without getting flamed out of control. Like, I want there to be some kind of
thought process.
Man, that guy's a beast for playing Kratos. Like, not real Kratos. Like, so I think if those moves get nerfed, or we change around his jabs a bit or his combo starters, then he could be more of a character that isn't like, mindless match.
Nice square button you got there.
Yeah, like it won't be so flowchart, but yeah, I feel like those are the real issues that Kratos has, and that's the real goal we're trying to get here. We want to make his mindless mashing moves. We kind of want to tone those down, but we want to make it so his other projectiles, such as the hammer that you don't really see that often, come into play. But we'll get more into that later.
Okay. Well, you mentioned the hammer. Shoot, let's just jump right in.
Oh, jumping right in? Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're going ham on the hammer.
Going ham on the hammer now. Alright, the hammer is probably my favorite move in the game. I don't know
I agree.
if anybody else thinks this big ass fucking hammer. I swear, but it's this huge ass hammer, and it is so awesome, right? But the problem with it is you pull it out, and you legit have to watch Kratos just pull this big hammer out of nowhere, and then just swing it over. Like it doesn't have armor. It's just a slow move, and the risk reward is awful. It's this high risk move that has very little reward. I guess you could clear mines with it, but I just wouldn't even use it.
You get shot while clearing out those mines.
Well, doesn't it? I mean, there is a safe way to use it, the air version.
Oh yeah, there's the air one, like right before you touch the ground.
Yeah, the ground just comes out immediately. But the problem with that is it doesn't combo into anything.
Yeah, and that's another. I feel like if they're gonna make the hammer a usable tool, which I really hope they do, we need the move to have better startup frames, better recovery frames, so that Kratos players, even on the ground, can be like, man, maybe this hammer can be an option. So, and I also feel like if the hammer were to be used more, that'd be awesome. But even if it didn't have anything extra, you know, it would still just be these people are getting knocked up or flattened, and there isn't really anything you could do out of it. So
you can't up square out of it?
I don't even think you can get an up square out of it at the moment. But I do think I posted on a forum, and it seems that people actually are thinking similar things. We should, not we should, but what we came up with was make the hammer pop up the opponent to the point where you can combo into something, whether it be up square, whether it be down square, or even a standard jab. Maybe the jab is too far, but I do think it should combo into something, because right now it's really bad. I like it and I use it because it's awesome, but the only use I really have for it is clearing mines like Isaac, the kind of characters that you can't just counter the mine. You have to actually deal with it.
Even though it's kind of useless against Isaac anyway, because you have to be at a range where he can't just
he can't just gun loop the shit out of you.
Yeah, and if you're not, then he can just place another one down. So
yeah. Yeah, the hammer, that'd be cool if they fixed it. There's a few other tools. I feel like this is kind of a nerf, but right now his counter, which causes the crumple if it absorbs a
projectile.
A certain projectile, yeah. Right now it gives AP for that, and I don't know if anybody else was using this, but what I would do is, against certain matchups like Sackboy, I'd just use it the opposite direction, so I'd get free AP without having to reflect the thing back.
Without having to hit them with it.
Yeah, like without having the risk of them just reflecting the shit back at you. So I feel like that should be removed. Right now, Kratos has a lot of really stupid matchups. Like Sackboy, I personally feel, is a really strong character, but he gets absolutely demolished by Kratos because he's forced to approach. Like in Sackboy's melee, while it's pretty good,
it doesn't match up to Kratos.
It's nowhere near Kratos level.
Those little burlap sacks can't touch him.
Yeah, so I feel like if we remove the AP gain on the projectile absorption thing, then we can make it so Kratos players can actually use the Spartan charge, which is another move I really like, because that's one of Deimos' weapons. And
oh my god.
yeah, so I love that shit, but you can't really use it because there's no point when the regular counter gives a crumple effect and it gives AP. So I'm thinking we remove the AP on his standard counter, and we leave AP on the Spartan charge, because that also gives AP. But I feel like we should make it so the Spartan charge, right now it has like this set distance, right? He can move this set distance and no more.
That's the shield charge, right?
Yeah. It's kind of bad right now. I mean,
it's terrible.
I feel like if they made it similar to Sir Daniel's, where it has a certain portion where they have to run, like a minimum distance, but they made it so he can hold the button or something to charge more.
Right.
That'd be really good.
I think being that he has a shield, I think it should have armor as well. I mean, that's just me. It doesn't really combo in anything unless you use a wall. And
I mean, it would definitely benefit from armor.
It allowed to use against, a lot of attacks instead of being
Yeah.
You know, just charging in, you can actually use it as a counter to some moves.
So basically make it like kind of like Serdan's and Big Daddy's where it has some form of armor?
Yeah, maybe not like, you know, outrageous armor, but enough to block like pokes.
So like 10 at least.
Yeah.
Something small, something like good Cole's, or evil Cole.
I think it should break at 20. So it's not like, you know, it doesn't count, like, break all the hard-hitting moves or every combo star, that way they can't just mash it, but...
I don't know, man. 20's a bit high. I'd say, like, 15 would be perfectly fine, since it already absorbs projectiles.
20
well, I mean, breaks at 20, so whatever.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't...
I think
see what you mean.
something like 10. 10 is okay, because right now I feel like if we were to give it armor, then we're going to have to reduce the amount of AP it gains. A problem that was brought up is if we leave the AP gain on the shield, or we give it like a range thing where you can control where the range is, he's just gonna crap on mine characters that have counterable mines. Sweet Tooth right now that man. God bless his soul for even attempting that matchup. Now he suffers so much in that matchup. He can't put mines down because the shield just goes over. He can't shoot Kratos with his shotguns because the shield absorbs it. That matchup is really strange, so I feel like if we are going to remove the AP and we're going to make it so the shield gets a buff, whether it be armor-wise or AP gain, I feel like the AP gain should just be maybe half, maybe not the full thing if it's getting armor. Because characters like Sweet Tooth already have a difficult time in the match.
I was thinking something around like in hand EWGF. I'm not even going to pronounce the whole thing. Like EWGF is broken by 28 AP attacks. So it only blocks like, you know, the light folks. Nothing big, nothing
like just minor jabs kind of thing. Like
yeah, it won't block any. It won't go through any mine. It just, you know,
right.
It makes so that the really fast attacks can't just break it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, for example, like, yeah, perfect example, he wouldn't be able, like, a Kratos chain wouldn't be able to break it immediately. Like,
right, exactly. It'd take the third jab to actually break the shield. So it'd force Kratos to use some of his other moves rather than just square. You know, just as an example, so. That would apply to, like, Kat, too, her jabs, and Heihachi's jabs, and whoever uses that.
Dante's, I believe, are 5/5 with just jab, so... So even Dante, you bust out the shield, and he's just like, "Oh, I can't kill you with one jab anymore." So I think that'd be pretty good. I do think it needs a buff since
it's just too punishable right now. Like you can actually, if you block it, you can stop blocking the moment he touches the person.
Oh yeah,
you straight up.
You can obliterate that man. That's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up. We need to change the recovery on it because sometimes it's kind of inconsistent. Sometimes he'll actually attack with the spear, and sometimes he'll just run face first into the person. Either way, it's both kind of punishable. I think the recovery on that needs to be a bit better, so he isn't just getting crapped on for using an already shitty move. Even with the buffs, I feel like he should be able to use it and not get punished. Like, well, I mean, he can get punished, but I don't want it so that the slowest characters. Like, I don't want it to get punished by.
You don't want to get punished by like Serdan Hand, for example.
Yeah, like I don't want that man Serdan just disrespectfully pulling his head off and putting it on charging. So it needs a bit of recovery, like framework on it, but I think it can make it a good move if it's done correctly.
Obviously, something like a perfect example again, like Big Daddy and Serdan, where if they hit it, they don't get a follow up, but they got the AP reward, and you know they charged in. They look like men.
Yeah, but I mean it's just a big difference between them, though. It's just like I've used it before, or I've actually when I was playing around with like computers and whatnot. If they actually block it for just a second, he won't do the attack. He'll just keep running into him, and you can actually kill him because you can stop blocking. He won't attack. Yeah,
well, that's the worst. That is the worst.
Absolutely silly. But speaking of that move, the air version I think is perfectly fine.
Oh, the air! I love the air version.
Yeah, so do I.
You can just stop the stabs just like halfway or just a bit above halfway, and you can like combo into shit, whether it be like a grab. Well, you can't really combo into the grab, but it leaves a lot of things open. If they jump, you can punish them with up square, but a lot of the time, since Kratos' jab is really fast, he can do that into his jab strings, which is really awesome.
Yep, it's actually combos, so.
Yeah, so it's really nice that that's there. I think the aerial version's fine as it is right now. Definitely really cool looking too. So
yeah,
I'm down. And then there's one more. I think Icarus wings. This taking into consideration that this is only going to go through, not guaranteed to go through, but I only want it to go through if certain moves get AP reduction on Kratos's square strings, whether it be his jab strings, his up square, his down square. If something is getting an AP nerf, I think that the Wings of Icarus should get at least 5 extra AP, just so that he can still do these cool looking ass wing combos,
right?
Where he's not like losing AP, right? Because right now, like you can burst, but if they were to remove like 5 to 10 AP on one of his moves, he'd have a difficult time bursting. So I think 5 extra AP on that would be nice, and it would encourage people to actually use the wings. I think those are awesome, but again, he just got too many good tools, and they make those ones obsolete. So I think just something as small as 5 AP would make that really awesome.
But aren't the wings already used kind of in AP burst combos?
They use more in flashy combos, like you can
his typical AP burst is the most common it's used in.
Yeah. Oh, that's the aerial. Yeah. Right now there's square, square, down, square, Icarus wings, up square, Icarus wings, Icarus wings. I think you can end it with whatever ender you want, but that shit looks so cool, but nobody uses it because you could just square, square, triangle, up square, Icarus wings into whatever. Like these.
It's just easier.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Heihachi, same way. You know, there's no point in doing his flashy moves when you can just up triangle, up triangle.
You can just kick them. Yeah. So yeah, I think more people will use the Icarus wings if they get even the slightest buff. So I'm not 100% sure about that, but I would like to see Icarus wings used more. Another one of his tools that I think this is the last one. Another one of his tools that isn't really used is his air neutral triangle. That's the move where he just jumps and he makes like a circle around him with his blades of Athena.
Oh yeah.
Right now, I think the only real use for that is a mediocre Oki game thing where they're on the ground and you just jump up and use that to try to kind of trap their landings. But in reality, like the good Kratos players are gonna be like, this move is awful. Why would I choose this over aerial down square? So I feel like if we made it so that move specifically kind of pops up the opponent so that he can just get some type of combo off of whether it be neutral 1 or up square or neutral square. I don't know. I'm using numbers here, but I don't know if everybody understands numbers. So you can either combo off it with up square, down square, or just regular square. I think that'd be good. Right now he can combo off of it, but it has to be timed so correctly, like that it's he's got to jump, he's got to wait a bit, and then he's got to do it. So the timing's pretty tight for it to actually be a combo. So I think that should be fixed a bit. The pop-up would be nice, but again, it's not 100% needed. It's something that I just want to see because I do want Kratos, like I said before, to be using all of his tools. I don't want him to be square, 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 you're dead, I win. I want it to be square, up triangle, side whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I want type-ass combos.
Side whatever.
Like, I want it to be all these tools being used, but I don't know. We have to see how the nerfs are going to play out.
Going off of that, you mentioned that you don't want to, like, you mentioned about this, Kratos' aerial options not just being down square. What would you do? Would you do anything to down square to promote the other moves? Like, I guess nerf it in some way. That's what I'm trying to say. So that his other moves shine.
Grounded down square? Or
no, aerial down square.
Right now, aerial down square is a really good move. It's got a huge range. If they block it, the blocks don't last long enough for you to safely land. And again, if you're a frame advantage on Kratos, square, 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 they can't do anything because your pressure is too good. So I feel like they should make it so the block stun doesn't last as long so they can punish him. But again, I don't want it to be so every character can punish him. I want it so a select number of characters have moves that can punish him if he does it on
So
block.
it'd be more like, I guess it would be more akin to like how Hayachi can do, like, do his triangle kick, and, some characters can hit it, if, like, depending on his spacing.
Yeah.
If Hayachi goes for a second one, depending on his spacing, bam, he gets slapped.
Yeah.
So something.
So
Basically what you're saying is you want to promote smarter gameplay overall.
yeah, it's really mindless right now.
That's what it's like with Heihachi, basically. Like, for Radic, you can just press up the triangle all day long. But, against other characters, you have to actually
Mix it up.
mix it up with grabs or EWGF, whatever. So, it'd promote less brain-dead play with Kratos, which would be kind of nice.
So basically just, TLDR is just give the move more recovery so that, it's...
Yeah.
So that, people can actually punish it without falling into a square trap.
Yeah, even just so they can at least.
I think a couple frames, if that, would do it. So
right now, their only option is to block and roll, and there's still a chance they're going to get punished because Kratos has this crazy range, and yeah.
Roll, baby.
Right now,
roll for me.
There's a few characters that Kratos gets them in the Oki, and he just jumps twice over their head, and they're like, well, is he gonna grab me, or is he gonna smack me with these chains? Like, so they have this they have to take this chance. They're like, do I jump because he's gonna grab me, or do I roll away and get hit with this pressure string? Like, or do I just stand here blocking because I think I'm gonna be able to punish this move that he's hitting me in the air while I'm blocking, but he somehow recovers faster than I do. So it's kind of strange, like, where he has this move where it shouldn't be as safe as it is, but it is. So it definitely needs some kind of tweaking recovery wise. I feel like it'd still be good as long as there's a few characters that can like, not punish it.
It'd be more like I guess kind of like Big Daddy's aerial down square, his aerial down knuckle, where you can do it, but like if you do it badly, you're gonna eat it. If you do it too deep, if you space it right, you'll be fine. But if you do it too deeply, you'll eat it for sure.
Yeah, it's similar to that. A lot of these changes, they definitely just make Kratos more of like a character that you have to think about doing stuff. Like, you actually have to think, and I mean, I think that's awesome. I don't think he should be this mindless character. I don't really have anything else to say. I think we've covered that move.
Well, I mean, I guess what's worth mentioning, his supers overall are all they're all pretty much fine. I mean, his level 1 is more of a tech read. This is like a super tech ready super, unless you get the the Helios head or Crumple. The level 2 is a level 2. It's a vertical tornado that kills everything upwards. Doesn't go horizontal, doesn't fly anywhere horizontal.
Has its own combo, so it makes it useful. It's not useless, it's really good, so
yeah.
If you throw it out with no combo, I mean, jump, air dodge, and well, for most characters at least.
So as far as supers go, I think for the most part they should be left the same. Level 1 super, level 2 super, the numbers are fine, and they do what they're supposed to do. They're not ridiculously dumb. But his level 3 right now, I think people are sleeping on that. It has confirms into it, and if somebody's in the air, you can trap their landing with it. And if you get that first kill, I don't know how many people have been playing Kratos or have played against the Kratos where they made a mistake. They slipped up that one time, and he got that early kill on you with level 3, and you paid for it dearly by losing 2 to 3 stocks. That sucks. Like, right now, if he can confirm, which he can, into his level 3, he gets that early kill. And for characters like Big Daddy, they don't really have... They're fat characters. Like, they can't escape. They have these things about them that make it so they don't have options to get away, whether it be their role is crappier than other characters, or they're just slow. They don't have good mobility in the air or on the ground. So I feel like the first kill, if that's guaranteed, he has this huge time frame. Right now, Kratos is level 3. Some people probably won't believe me, but I personally think it is better than Nariko's level 3. Narika's level 3 gets 3 kills.
Well, if he can get 3 kills.
You're really good with it. If you play that ship perfectly, you get 3 kills with it. Kratos, however, there's room for mistake. You can screw up like 2, 3, maybe even 4 times, as long as you get that first confirmed kill. And you still have the chance to get level 3. And personally, I think 3 kills with 1 super, that shouldn't even exist. That shit is dumb. Like, I think that should be removed. So, what I'm saying is reduce the time on Kratos level 3. People can hate me all they want, but right now, people don't understand. Well, they might understand, but what they don't realize is how good this move really is. Right now, people are just going for 2s because it's a safe kill, where level 3 is kind of this iffy move. Like, it's easy to dodge, but, you know, there is confirms into it. There's a lot of time where they can do stuff, and like I said, some characters have difficulties avoiding it. So when people figure that out, how to use it correctly, there's going to be real problems. So I feel like before those problems get out of hand, we should nerf the timing on it. Whether it be a slight time change, whether it be huge, I don't think it should be huge, but it definitely needs some kind of time reduction on it. So that could be just me, but I think it's really good right now.
So what about like a time limit, something akin to like Radix, where it pretty much lets him to mess up maybe once or twice, but he can still get 2 kills even if he messes up.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Because like even in like in multiples, I mean, he'll still get multiple. He'll still get 2+ for sure.
Yeah,
he's gonna get usually 4 in 2s. Right now, he can usually get about 5.
Yeah,
because the other person can hold him in place.
Well, I mean, but that's two strats though. But like, I mean, he can do that regardless without it then holding in place though.
Of course, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Makes it easy.
I'm just saying. Anyways, okay, so, all right. Well, I guess going from that. So, does Kratos have any real glitches?
He's got a few. They're not really crazy. Like, I don't think there's any really crazy glitches where it's like, oh my god, I just teleported into a wall and now I'm screwed because I can't do anything.
Is that Zeus salt I'm sensing?
Yeah, there's nothing crazy like that or anything like I just use level 3 Sackboy's gone. Like, so anyways, there's nothing huge. There is a minor glitch right now where Helios head can't be countered. I'm not too sure if it's online exclusive. That could just be netcode, but right now it can't be countered. That's so stupid. Aerial Helios head just people try to counter and they're like, oh, I guess I can't counter that. And so that I don't know if that's intentional. I really hope that's not intentional because that doesn't make any sense. But
Superboss last hurrah.
That needs to be fixed. You should be able to counter that kind of a move. I think the guard break's cool on the grounded one. That should be kept there, but it should be counterable. The aerial one, at least. So I think that right now it's the only like real bug on top of my mind that I think needs to be addressed. I don't think there's really anything else.
I mean, I've seen a couple of them. They all look like it's either just silly visually based or
there's nothing like that.
I did see a really recent glitch where Kratos gets stuck in his level 3 mode, except he can't get any kills in it.
Oh, I've never seen that before, but that sounds hype.
It's a really silly video, but I mean, it shows the potential that it's obviously netcode based. Since I forget what the setup was, but basically Kratos would be doing his he'd be doing his level 3 attacks, but the other people would just bounce around, and it just give him basically the chain hurt animations instead of being killed. It's pretty silly.
I want it.
I think that should be kept in the game. That's awesome. Okay, wonderful. Keep that.
Oh my god.
It should be a toggle.
Oh my god, a toggle option. Customized toggle option, level 3. Nah, I don't want it to kill. Anyways, okay. So Vin, could you wrap up the moves you'd like to see changed for us, please? Okay,
first off, don't hate me, okay? Everybody watching this, please don't hate me. This is what I personally think about the certain changes. At the end of the day, it's you guys who decide. This is just kind of just to give you an idea of what I personally feel as a Kratos player that needs to be fixed and what should be added. So first off, like I said before, up square and neutral triangle need to be fixed. Increased frames on the neutral too. And like I said before, up square either has a slight recovery nerf but has a hitbox reduced, or up square keeps its current hitbox but has a similar recovery to Nariko's up triangle, which is her launcher. Helios said that's the glitch. If it's not a glitch, fix that shit. It should be countered. A thing I didn't mention before was aerial forward square. That's that move where he gets 30 AP, some crazy number for this fast-ass launcher move.
That can be canceled, too.
That can be canceled by jump on whiff. That is so dumb. Reduce the AP gain on that shit to 20 or 25. I don't want that breaking Zeus's 30 armor moves. So fix that shit. I don't think it should be that fast for 30 AP. Maybe, like I said before, slight AP nerfs on the square moves. But like I said, if those go through, I'm thinking Wings of Icarus buffs. So I don't know how that's going to play out, but some AP nerfs are needed. Again, removal of AP on projectile, the projectile portion of counter, and that's going to be replaced with Spartan charge, having either armor or having a minimum distance, but it can be, you can hold the button to travel longer or stop it whenever. I think that's good.
The hammer? Yep.
Yeah, the hammer, decreased frames on startup and recovery. Make that move good because it's awesome and it should be good. Make it so it can combo if you hit, because the brave souls that use that will hit. Trust me, they will hit. Make it so they can combo out of it. I don't care what it takes. Make it happen. Slight decrease of block stun on aerial down square. That's that spike crap that we were talking about earlier. It's dumb. Make it so the block stun, people can actually do something. Their only option right now is to roll out unless they're Kratos, where they can use their ridiculously fast up square. Again, that needs a touch up, but a lot of characters can't deal with that, so that needs to be fixed right now. Oh, his melee counter, because Kratos' counter is kind of strange. It has the projectile counter, which leads into a crumple, which can confirm into level 1, which is awesome. I think that should stay, by the way. But yeah, the melee part of the counter, I think that needs better recovery frames. Right now, there's a few moves. Spike's Banana, for one. If he throws that, it's considered a melee attack. So it will, on the way towards you, you will do this long-ass stab to the ground, which takes like 30 years. And then on the way back, it's going to smack you in the back of the head. So I feel like the recovery should be fixed on that. Not to the point where Spike's Banana rank becomes terrible. I just want it to have reduced recovery, so that, because there's some cases where a character will hit me when I'm doing it, and I'm like, oh, well, I didn't get anything out of this because it's slow, and I'm sitting here for 30 minutes. So I think recovery frames on that need to be better. But yeah, that
level
again,
3's maybe the super time needs to be reduced because untapped potential.
Yeah, untapped potential. Level 3 timing reduced, whether it be on Nariko's level or even something like Radix level. I think it should be reduced. Right now, people can say whatever they want, but I know that move is really good right now. So that needs to be fixed. What did I say before? The aerial neutral triangle, that move where he does that circle shit around him, that should pop them up so he can combo into maybe Wings of Icarus, up square, maybe down square, something like that. So that actually has a use. That'd be awesome. Reduced recovery on Spartan charge, because as we said before, some characters would block, and then Kratos just charges at them, and they can just
scream in their face.
Like that move is awesome, but you can't use it because there's too many problems with it. So recovery decrease, whether he throws the attack out or whether he doesn't, needs to be fixed. I'm pretty sure that's the main thing right now. I don't think there's anything crazy outside of that I personally think needs to be changed. People are probably going to want down 1 to get nerfed, which is his grounded down square, but I think that's fine. The recovery it's not crazy, but it's punishable. I've had that punished so many times.
It's different from the up square and the neutral square, or the neutral triangle. Yeah, neutral triangle anyway, because you can't mash the button over again, because otherwise he does the backwards version.
That backwards thing is dumb. I don't even know why they put that, but it looks cool, I guess.
It stops him from doing the mashing though, so I mean,
in the
long run it prevents him from even
natural filter.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are basically what I think to be good. Well, I can't really say good, but I think they're viable changes that won't really destroy Kratos, but they won't really, make him or leave him the same. Because right now, like we said before, he's in a difficult spot where you either nerf him to the point where he's barely touched, or you nerf him to the point where he sucks. His kit is just too good at the moment to really perfectly balance. There's still going to be flaws with some things. There's still going to be flaws with others. You can't really prevent that. But I think with this, it's going to balance it out to the point where he's not this ridiculous character that excels at long range, close range, air. Like he excels at everything. He's an all-around character that does everything better than almost everybody. So he definitely needs to be toned down. And I think these are good changes.
Yep. And so, side note for everyone who was curious, Clammehclam could not make this podcast because he couldn't get Skype to work, and yeah, so there, that's addressed. And so, yeah, going on with that,
you might want to move that to the front.
Shut the hell up.
You should.
But anyways, going off of that, that was our Kratos podcast. Remember, guys, these podcasts are meant to inform you guys, basically just throwing ideas around, giving Sony Santa Monica actual medium for them to work with, because, forum posts are kind of hard to read, especially when threads can go on for 25 plus pages, and things get a little incoherent at that point, so, yeah. And going off that was me, Domino SNK.
CJ So Suave.
VinDaBess.
Yep, and we'll catch you guys next time. See ya.
Goodbye.
See ya.